The Galactic Defense Academy was never quiet. But today, the main lecture hall felt different. Rows of alien cadets filled the massive room. Tall ones with silver skin, small ones with glowing eyes. Some floated, some walked, some clicked their claws on the floor. At the center of the hall stood Instructor Kral, a veteran from 3 interstellar wars. His voice was calm, but his presence demanded silence. Behind him, a large hologram appeared. It showed a small blue planet, Earth. A soft wave of laughter moved through the hall. "Why are we studying this primitive world?" One cadet whispered. "Earth is weak," another said. "They have no natural armor. No plasma resistance. No psychic shields." The laughter grew louder. At the back of the room, one human cadet sat quietly. His name was Elias Grant. He did not laugh. He did not speak. He only watched. Instructor Kral raised one claw. The room slowly went silent. "Today's lesson," Kral said, "is about Venom." Another hologram replaced the planet. It showed a simple creature from Earth. Small, yellow, with thin wings. The laughter returned, even louder than before. "That is it," a reptilian cadet mocked. "A flying insect. This is Earth's weapon." Instructor Kral's eyes narrowed. "This venom," he said slowly, "kills most galactic species in seconds." The laughter stopped. A heavy silence fell over the hall. Alien cadets leaned forward. Some checked their datapads. Others stared at the image in disbelief. "In controlled tests," Kral continued, "this toxin causes nerve failure, organ collapse, and death. There is no known cure for 70% of sentient life." A murmur of fear moved through the room. One cadet raised a tentacle. "If it is so deadly," the cadet asked, "why is Earth still alive?" Instructor Kral turned his gaze toward the human section. Before he could answer, a calm voice spoke from the back. "Back home." The human said, "We call that a bee sting." The hall froze. Every eye turned toward Elias Grant. Some aliens blinked. Others hissed. A few laughed nervously, thinking it was a joke. Instructor Kral slowly faced the human. "Repeat that," he said. Elias stood up. He was small compared to most in the room. No armor. No claws. No glowing eyes. "Yes, sir," Elias said. "On Earth, children get stung by these. It hurts. But we survive." The silence became heavier. A medical cadet slammed their datapad on the desk. "That is impossible. No nervous system can endure that venom." Elias shrugged. "Humans do." Instructor Kral studied him closely. For the first time, the instructor looked uncertain. The hologram changed again, now showing a list of Earth creatures. Spiders, snakes, jellyfish, frogs, each marked with lethal symbols. "These," Kral said, "are only a few examples." The alien cadets no longer laughed. Elias looked at the images calmly, like someone looking at old memories. "To humans," he said quietly, "this is normal." Instructor Kral turned back to the class. His voice lower now. "Class," he said, "Earth is not a weak world." He paused. "It is a training ground." The lights dimmed. The hall stayed silent. And for the first time, the galaxy began to fear what humans called ordinary. The silence in the lecture hall did not last long. A sharp laugh broke it. Then another. And then many more. Several alien cadets shook their heads. "Humans exaggerate," one said. "Fear makes them proud," said another. Elias Grant remained standing. His face was calm. He did not argue. He did not smile. Instructor Kral watched the room carefully. "Silence," he ordered. The laughter faded, but the doubt stayed. A tall insectoid cadet stepped forward. "Our species studied venom for centuries," it said. "No unprotected life form can survive that toxin. This human must be lying." Others nodded in agreement. Instructor Kral turned to the hologram again. Earth evolved under constant danger, he said. Every land, every ocean, every forest hides death. The screen changed. It showed a human child holding ice on a swollen hand. This is a common response, Kral explained. Pain. Swelling. Recovery. Confusion spread across the hall. A medical cadet raised a claw. If humans survive this, the cadet asked, then why are they not the strongest species? Kral paused. Then he answered slowly, because they look fragile. That answer did not satisfy the cadets. One voice shouted, prove it. The word echoed through the hall. Instructor Kral turned toward Elias. Cadet Grant, he said, do you accept a demonstration? Elias did not answer right away. He looked around the room. At the eyes filled with doubt. At the faces filled with pride. Yes, he said finally. I accept. A wave of shock moved through the hall. You will die, one cadet warned. That venom destroys organs. Elias shook his head. No, he said. It only hurts. Medical officers rushed into the room. Portable scanners activated. Containment fields formed in the air. Instructor Kral raised his voice. This will be a controlled test. No lethal dose. Only enough to confirm resistance. The venom container floated into view. Small, clear, almost harmless looking. Alien cadets leaned forward. Some recorded. Some whispered prayers. Elias stepped into the containment field. His heartbeat appeared on the screen. Slow. Steady. Instructor Kral spoke quietly. This is your final warning. Elias nodded. I've been stung before. The injector moved closer. The room held its breath. Before the test could begin, a new voice spoke. Low and uneasy. If he survives, an alien cadet asked. What else does Earth hide? Instructor Kral did not answer. He watched the human. And for the first time in his long career, he felt uncertainty. The countdown appeared on the screen. 5, 4, 3. Elias closed his eyes. Not in fear, but in patience. The injector hovered inches from his skin. And every alien in the hall realized one thing. If the human was telling the truth, then Earth was not weak. It was dangerous in ways the galaxy had never prepared for. The containment chamber sealed with a low hum. Transparent energy walls surrounded Elias Grant. Soft blue light covered his body. Medical scanners floated around him. Alien doctors stood ready. Their hands hovered over emergency controls. Their eyes never left the human. The injector moved forward. Inside it was the venom. Clear, small, and silent. Yet known to kill most species in seconds. Instructor Kral raised one claw. Begin, he said. The injector touched Elias's arm. A thin needle pierced his skin. The venom entered his body. Alien hearts raced. Some cadets turned away, unable to watch. Others stared without blinking. On the main screen, Elias's vitals appeared. Heart rate, blood pressure, neural activity. For the first second, nothing happened. A reptilian cadet whispered, "He is already dead." 2 seconds passed. Elias's heart rate increased slightly. A small change. Nothing more. "Impossible," a medical officer said. "The venom should shut down his nerves." 5 seconds passed. Elias winced. His jaw tightened. A small breath escaped his lips. "That's it," an alien cadet said. "The pain response." But Elias did not scream. He did not collapse. He did not fall. 10 seconds passed. The room waited for death. Instead, Elias opened his eyes. He looked down at his arm. A red mark had appeared. Swollen. Angry. "That's new," he said quietly. Shock spread across the hall. The scanners beeped faster. But not in warning. In confusion. Organ failure not detected, a doctor said. Nervous system stable. Heart functioning normally. Instructor Kral stepped closer to the barrier. His eyes narrowed. Human, he said. Describe what you feel. Elias took a slow breath. It burns, he said. Like fire under the skin. It itches. And it hurts. The alien cadets waited for more. That is all, Elias added. A wave of disbelief swept the room. This is beyond tolerance, a scientist said. This is resistance. 20 seconds passed. Then 30. Elias shifted his weight. Flexed his fingers. Still standing. He looked up at the instructor. Sir, he said. May I sit? Silence answered him. You are still alive, an alien cadet whispered. Yes, Elias replied. And I will be fine. Instructor Kral slowly lowered his claw. End the test, he ordered. The injector pulled back. Medical drones rushed in. Scanning, healing, analyzing. The containment field powered down. Elias stepped out on his own feet. No support. No weakness. The swelling on his arm grew larger. But he did not complain. Instructor Kral turned to the class. His voice no longer calm. Now it carried weight. You have witnessed reality, he said. Humans do not avoid pain. They grow with it. The alien cadets remained silent. Elias looked around the hall. At the faces that once laughed. Now filled with fear and respect. On the screen behind him. The word survived appeared. And in that moment, the galaxy's understanding of Earth shattered. Because this Venom was not Earth's greatest threat. It was only the beginning. The lecture hall felt smaller now. Not because the walls had moved, but because fear had entered the room. Elias sat on the edge of the medical platform. A cooling patch placed on his swollen arm. His face showed pain, but also patience. The alien doctors whispered among themselves. This should not be possible. Our data is wrong. Or humans are. Instructor Kral raised his claw again. Enough, he said. The hall went silent at once. You have seen the result, Kral continued. But you have not seen the cause. The hologram behind him changed. It now showed Earth in detail. Storms covered the oceans. Lightning burned the skies. Volcanoes glowed like open wounds. This is Earth, Kral said. A world that never rests. The image shifted. A forest appeared. Dark, thick, alive. In these forests, Kral explained, creatures hide venom in teeth, claws, skin, and air. Next came deserts. Then frozen lands. Then deep oceans. Every place on Earth, Kral said, tries to kill what lives there. The alien cadets listened without laughing now. Elias stood slowly. I grew up learning this, he said. Watch your step. Check before you touch. Pain means you survived. The hall stayed silent. Humans fall, Elias continued. We bleed. We break. But we get back up. The hologram showed human history. Early hunters. Wounded soldiers. Rescue workers in fire and smoke. Humans adapted, Kral said. Not by becoming stronger. But by becoming stubborn. One alien cadet spoke carefully. So you feel pain all the time? Yes, Elias answered. And we live anyway. The medical scans appeared again. They showed Elias's immune response. Fast, aggressive, relentless. Human bodies fight everything, a doctor said. Even themselves. Instructor Kral nodded. Pain teaches humans, he said. Fear sharpens them. Death trains them. The alien cadets shifted uneasily. Earth is classified as a death world, Kral announced. But this term is incomplete. He paused, looking at each cadet. Earth is a training world. Elias looked at the images. At the creatures marked lethal. At storms marked catastrophic. To us, he said quietly, this is home. No one mocked him now. A reptilian cadet lowered their head. We judged you by appearance, it admitted. Yes, Kral replied. And that was your mistake. The hall lights dimmed slightly. In the galaxy, Kral said, danger is avoided. On Earth, danger is survived. Elias flexed his hand. The swelling had begun to fade. You are not fearless, an alien said. You are trained. Elias gave a small nod. Every day. The room understood something new then. Humans were not brave because they felt no fear. They were brave because fear was normal to them. And the galaxy had underestimated a species raised by danger itself. The Galactic Defense Academy did not forget that day. Records were updated within hours. Data files rewritten. Risk levels raised. Earth's classification changed. From low-threat world to extreme survival world. The announcement echoed through the Academy halls. All personnel are advised. Human physiology shows extreme resistance to pain, venom, and environmental stress. Alien cadets read the notice in silence. Some looked at Elias Grant with fear. Others with respect. A few with both. Elias walked through the academy like before. No armor. No weapons. Just a human uniform. But now, the halls moved aside for him. Instructor Kral stood before the assembly one final time. The largest hall was filled again. But there was no laughter this time. You laughed at Earth, Kral said. You saw weakness. He paused. What you saw was survival. The hologram showed the image again. The small yellow insect. The bee. This creature, Kral said, is not Earth's deadliest. The screen changed, showing snakes, spiders, oceans, storms. It is not even close. A low sound of fear spread through the room. Elias stood among the cadets, listening quietly. Humans, Kral continued, live among these threats every day. They raise children there. They build cities there. Any species that survives Earth is not weak. The instructor turned toward Elias. Cadet Grant, he said, step forward. Elias did so, calm as ever. From this moment, Kral announced, humans will receive special status. Not as conquerors, but as survival experts. The hall erupted in quiet approval. Not cheers, but respect. After the assembly, alien cadets approached Elias. Carefully, politely. One asked softly, what happens when humans face real danger? Elias thought for a moment, then answered, we adapt. That answer spread fast. Through the academy, through the fleets, through the galaxy. Soon, new warnings appeared in alien databases. Never underestimate a species that calls poison ordinary. Earth became a world studied with caution. Humans became allies sought in dangerous missions. And the story of a single Venom test became legend. Not because a human survived, but because the galaxy finally understood. Humans were not born strong. They were trained by pain, shaped by danger, and hardened by survival. On Earth, death was common, and survival was normal. And that was why, when the galaxy faced its darkest threats, it would turn to the species that once called lethal venom. Just a bee sting,